Hi everybody, it's Peter Bird here from Optimal Nutritional Excellence or One. I just want to talk to you today a little bit about the process of change. Now, changing in the regards to living a whole food plant-based lifestyle, making that change is a process, and we all have our different ways of doing that. I'm the sort of person that when I make up my mind, when things make sense to me, when I've gathered enough evidence, I will action a change, and then there's no going back from that. And I'm working with a chap at the moment that is very much like that. Today we met. He's been on this journey with his lovely wife for coming up 3 weeks now. I moved, there was some health issues, there was the motivation to change, there was that focus on the change. He let go various aspects of his life. Eating the way he was eating, the typical Western diet was one of them, and there was also the another aspect of his life that was destructive that he put down at the same time, or he stopped at the same time. Had a couple of weeks of high motivation, feeling really positive, and today there's a technical term that we tend to use for where he was today. I'm not sure if Facebook's going to allow me to post that, or YouTube, but it's called the Fukits. And it's just that situation you get at where you go, I don't know if I want to do this. I just, I know that I need to make these changes, but right now I'm not really enjoying it, and I'm more enduring it. And it's just hard work. And as we know from experience, that any change that's worthwhile is one that requires work. What we do is we feel, we think, and we act. And we develop cycles in our life based around that. So we feel, we think, we act. The feeling that we have might be one of frustration. We have that sense that thinking around that frustration, around that event, and then we act a certain way. And might be that we withdraw. It might be that we act out. We might get angry. An action is always preceded by a thought, which is always preceded by a feeling. So it's feeling, a thought, and an action. And it's about, if you're wanting sustained change in your life, and let's face it, changing to a whole food plant-based lifestyle from the typical Western lifestyle is a significant change. There's going to be that process of uncovering those patterns in your life, the feeling, the thought, and the action, changing the way that we bring our food into the kitchen, the types of food we bring into the kitchen, the types of meals that we make, and obviously the outcome and the food that we present. If we like a certain food, we like certain flavors, they were of the Western diet, they generally would be your fat, salt, sugar. We're going through that period where it's tough. We've got the Fukits. Then what happens is that the feeling we have is one of frustration, of feeling maybe a bit on edge, and the thinking is one of that, I don't know if this is worth it, I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, I'm not enjoying the food. The most important thing is what is going to be the action. What is great is, as human beings, we do actually have a degree of control over our actions. We might not have a degree of control over that the initial feeling or even that initial thought, but we do have control over the subsequent thoughts and the subsequent action. And so it's about uncovering any of those destructive cycles in our life that tend to start with a feeling, there's a thought, and then there's an action. And if it's a destructive triangle there, to be able to at some point interrupt that triangle and introduce a new action. So an example would be if you wanted to get fit, and you introduce a regime of going to the gym, and then you, of course, after a period of time, it becomes really, really hard work. That you get that feeling that's that feeling of of low motivation. The thinking is, I don't know if this is going to be worth it. I don't know if I want to go today. And the brain will come up with all sorts of excuses not to. What's most important is the action is one of getting on your bike, getting into the gym, and as soon as you actually do the healthy thing, then the feeling and the thinking will follow you. And then you've got that outcome of going, hey, I'm pleased, so pleased I did that. And then that's reinforcing, isn't it? And that assists with the next time. Changing to a whole food plant-based diet and moving away from a typical way of the typical Western diet or a way of eating that has consumed your life for maybe decades is the same approach. It's regardless of the feeling and the thought, it's the action that matters. So implementing a healthy action, making sure that what you've got in your kitchen is you've got healthy food. This is where I always start from. I always talk about take control of your kitchen. And what I mean by that is if you change the environment, create a healthy environment around you, it's more conducive to sustainable change. If you have got the Fukits, if you got the feeling that of frustration, you've got the thinking that this isn't worth it, and in your kitchen you've got animal protein and ultra processed foods, your action might far more likely be one of picking up those foods, as opposed to if you haven't got those foods in your kitchen, you might have the impulse, but there isn't the environment that's going to reinforce that negative impulse. So I hope that makes sense. The outcome with this chap that I'm working with currently is that he's committed. He's aware that this way of living is a healthful way of living. He's aware of himself. Not only has he got the strength of character, but he has the intelligence emotionally and mentally to be able to make these changes and embrace a sustainable change in his life. And of course, in this situation, he's also got an incredibly supportive partner, and that's really, really important. So that's me. I just wanted to have a quick check-in. It's that kind of feeling, thinking, action is what it's all about today. Just remember that you don't have to be a victim to your feelings, and you don't have to be a victim to your thinking, that you have the ability to make change in your life. You are the center of power. No matter what's going on in your life, you do have the ability to take a different action to what your feeling and your thinking is. You don't have to react, and you can create new positive cycles in your life that will be sustainable and have positive outcomes and be able to create an environment that are conducive to living a good life. It starts in your kitchen. It starts in your kitchen, and then it flows on to the other 6 aspects or 6 pillars of healthy living. And that's, of course, we talked about in previous vlogs, which is your sleep, your exercise, managing stress, social interactions, managing or removing risky substances, and that's what we're talking about in this situation. And then, of course, the last one, which is good oral health. So that's me. We'll catch you again later. If you like this vlog, then please subscribe and like. Tell your friends about it, and that's the way that we're going to be able to get this message out and promote wellness. My aim is, quite simply, is to be able to allow you to have the tools to take control of your life, to be impaired, removing as much or completely the typical Western diet, and it's moving down the end of the spectrum and embracing and eating the whole food, or more of the whole food end of the spectrum, eating your colours, 35 to 40 different colours of vegetables and fruits, nuts, seeds, legumes, and your beautiful mushrooms. That's me. As I say, great to see you. Catch you again soon. See ya. Bye. Everybody, Peter Bird here from Optimal Nutritional Excellence. Thanks for watching that vlog. If you can like and subscribe, that'd be great. That just keeps that message getting out there and allows the algorithm to attract new people to my site. Okay, have a good day. See ya. Bye.